This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
A major food festival in California comes to a halt after a mass shooting. New details from Gilroy, California, breaking overnight. What we know so far, just ahead.
And it was a violent weekend for Metro Police. Officers investigating one deadly shooting plus other crimes that left at least 6 others wounded. But here at 5 o'clock, we do want to start off your Monday and say thanks for joining us here in Good Morning Indiana. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. Alyssa Donovan joining us this morning with some good news. We get through today, a little rainfall, and then we have nice weather ahead.
And then we are good. We're going to see a nice stretch of mild temperatures. We're not going to be into the 90s, which I know is welcome news for a lot of people. I know a lot of you like the 90s, but we're going to be in the 80s throughout the week with dry conditions. However, today we are going to see that potential for some showers and storms. Starting mild this morning, a little bit muggy and humid outside. 72 degrees right now in Indianapolis, 72 in Bloomington, and 74 in Muncie. So a mild start, not nearly as chilly as we were to start a few days last week. Quiet radar right now, but you can see that's going to change soon. We have this line of storms that's starting to make its way into Illinois, and that's going to impact Indiana as we head into the afternoon. So we're going to start by building in a little bit of cloud coverage, and then we'll start to see that line of storms move in right around 11 a.m. and into the noon hour is when we're going to start seeing those pop up right around those northwest counties, including Lafayette, Crawfordsville, Peru, and Kokomo. And then that will become more widespread as we head into the afternoon and early evening. A lot of those showers and storms have the potential to continue overnight, mainly looking at some showers at that point, and then possibly lingering into tomorrow morning with those showers. So they could impact some of your Tuesday commute as well. Today, starting in the 70s, we'll climb into the mid-80s this afternoon with those chances of showers and storms.
All right, Alyssa, thank you so much. We have a lot going on your interstates. Construction projects this morning, southbound I-465 from about the I-69 ramps here all the way down to 38th Street. A little bit slow due to some construction. One lane open in some parts of that area, so just use caution. This is an update for you. You had this I-65 closure in the dogleg that has reopened this morning within the last 10 minutes or so. Just a heads up there. Good news if you normally take that as part of your commute. Over here on I-74, left lane blocked eastbound I-74 at Raceway Road, so a heads up to that if you travel there on the west side. And then we have this I-70 closure. This is the first work day of this. It went into effect Friday night at 9 p.m. Let's take a live look right now at I-70 at Harding Street, where you don't see any cars, and that is because this is closed through August 5th. Use I-465 and also I-65 on the south side as your detours. Will continue to keep you updated on the status of that construction project.
New this morning, have you seen this young woman? She is 16-year-old Macy Leanne Morgan, and she was reported missing from Mooresville. State police say she was last seen around 9 a.m. Friday morning and could be in extreme danger. She was last seen wearing a red sweatshirt with the words Clearwater and possibly black jeans. If you believe you have seen Macy, please call Mooresville Police at the number on your screen. That number is 317-831-3434. At least 3 people are dead and multiple others injured after a shooting at a festival in Gilroy, California.
The suspect is also dead, and as ABC's John Lawrence tells us, the manhunt is underway for a possible second individual who may have been involved.
Violence erupts Sunday in Gilroy, California. Authorities called to the scene of a shooting at the city's annual Garlic Festival.
We put about a bunch of kids on the ground, lady with babies on the ground. And then we try to get up and go again. After 5 seconds, then the shooting started again.
Authorities think the shooter used a tool to cut through the fence to gain access to the festival.
Officers were in that area and engaged the suspect in less than a minute. The suspect was shot and killed.
ATF and FBI agents from San Francisco are joining local departments with the investigation.
It was blood everywhere. It was a mess. I've never seen nothing like that in my life.
The shots were fired as a band was performing its last song of the day.
We ran off the stage. We crawled underneath it, and we laid down, hid, kept quiet until the police arrived.
California Governor Gavin Newsom said the shooting is nothing short of horrific.
This is so scary and just so emotional. And what if it was earlier in the day when there was more people there? You know? So it's just, you can't go anywhere to be safe anymore.
One of the garlic producers involved in the festival says the community will rise above this. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Back here at home, it was a violent weekend for Metro Police. At least 7 people injured by gunfire and stabbings in Indianapolis, with one person dying from gunshots since early Saturday morning.
The first shooting happened in the area of North Rural Street and Mass Ave. This was around Saturday morning. Police say 2 people were shot at this scene. Their conditions are unknown. Officers were then called around 3:15 a.m. to Morningstar Drive near 25th Street and Post Road for a shooting. The victim in this shooting is expected to recover.
And then early on Sunday morning around 1:45, officers were sent out to 42nd and Post Road, where a man was shot in a parking lot. So far, there has been no update on his condition. And then just 45 minutes later, 2 people were stabbed along Georgetown Road near Lafayette Road. Both were taken to the hospital. There's no update on their conditions so far.
And finally, while officers were investigating that incident, calls came in about a person shot inside of a car near Fountain Square. Police say the shooting happened in the area of English Avenue and Laurel Street. Officers were able to make contact with the driver at the intersection of Calvary and Calvary Street and found that passenger had been shot. The man was pronounced dead at this scene. Police say they believe the shooting happened at another location.
It's 5:06 this morning. 7 people whom police say were involved in a chase are all in custody. This all started around 5:30 Sunday evening, and it's when a person recognized the suspects in connection with a robbery, and that was reported on Saturday. That person called police, and that's when officers tried to stop the vehicle on the south side.
The officers attempted to stop the vehicle. Those officers were led on a vehicle pursuit, which ultimately ended in the area of Bluff and Wicker, where the alleged suspects had crashed the vehicle into a pole. Several individuals from the vehicle ran from the vehicle.
Well, officers were able to track down and arrest most of the suspects, but one person did get away. Police also tell us they recovered 1 gun from that scene. It is 5:07. It is time when students are heading back to the classroom after a fun summer break.
And with kids heading back to school, we want to make sure they look good while doing it. Our Erin Lish is live with an event you should take advantage of to not only save a few bucks, Lauren, but to make sure you go back to school looking stylish. Hey, Erin.
Hey, yeah, so you guys can come here to Masters Touch Barbershop so those kids can look sharp and get a free haircut here. So this is a yearly event. They've been doing this for almost 10 years now, but what they are doing is they are cutting that hair for free today, going from 9 this morning to about 3 this afternoon. So there's plenty of time to swing by here. It's all by Masters Touch, Kinney's Academy of Barbering, and New Direction Church, who will be having here a little bit later to talk with us this morning. And then there's something a little bit later on, maybe this weekend. You might have some new plans here. There are free backpacks and supplies and food later on this Saturday at IPS Back to School Festival. That will be at the Indiana History Center before kids go back on the 5th. Again, come by here starting at 9 o'clock. We're going to have a little bit more from those putting all of this together. But for now, back to you in the studio.
Erin, thank you. Well, this traffic reminder as we're heading into the week, all lanes of I-70, both eastbound and westbound, are closed between the South Split and I-465 on the west side. NDOT posted pictures of the crews getting to work Friday night as soon as that closure went into effect. Now, to get around the closure, give yourself extra time and follow the detour. If you're coming from the airport or the west side, you'll want to get off I-70 at I-465. Take that around to the south side. Get on I-65, head north all the way to the South Split downtown. If you're trying to leave the downtown area at the South Split, you'll want to continue southbound on 65, take I-465 west, and then you can connect with I-70 over on the west side of town. With all this construction and the added traffic around the city, state police will be keeping a close watch on things.
They're going to be patrolling these zones, so be careful, be aware that cars around you may be slowing down, they may be changing because there's a traffic pattern change, anything like that. Just be aware of your surroundings, which means that you shouldn't be on your phone, you shouldn't be driving with any distractions.
Well, during the closure, crews are repairing areas that sustained damage during the winter. I-70 is scheduled to reopen on August 5th. And as one full closure gets underway, 2 others are wrapping up. NDOT says that I-65 southbound from I-865 to I-465 is opening right now, according to our map. So will I-65 southbound from the North Split to the South Split. So everything other than the I-70 project opening back up at this hour, Alyssa, and that is great news. And we also have some pretty good news from the weather department.
That's right. We just have to get through today, and then we are going to see a very nice week ahead. Right now, a mild start. However, it is a little bit muggy and humid outside. 70 22 degrees in Indianapolis. As we head through the day, we have those rain chances increasing. We're just at about 20% this morning, and then by the noon hour, we spike to 30%, climbing to 90% chance of rain showers by about 3 p.m. And then we're going to continue to see that potential for showers and storms as we head into the later afternoon and early evening hours. Now, we do have a small risk of marginal severe storms for those northwest counties. Again, that's not widespread. The main risk with that is going to be the potential for some gusty winds as well as hail as the system moves through today. Behind this, we have high pressure building in. That's going to dry us out the rest of the week and keep our temperatures just in the mid 80s, right where they're supposed to be this time of year. So we just have to get through today. 84 degrees for our high today. We're starting in the 70s this morning. We have those showers moving in this afternoon and into the early evening.
Alyssa, thank you. Caught on camera, a man steals a piece of the future for one Hoosier couple. We'll show you that video, and so you can see if you recognize that thief.
And we do want to take a live look at traffic right now, 5:11 here on your Monday morning. And we do have some construction from the weekend wrapping up this morning on the northeast side. The southbound lanes of I-465, I-69 heading south of there. Looks like they've pulled back some of those orange barrels, so that is good news for your commute. We'll continue to keep a close eye out for any crashes or delays and keep you updated right here on Good Morning Indiana. Stay with us.
Weekdays at 9 on RTV6.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. Time right now is 5:14 on your Monday morning. We're keeping a close eye out for any delays or crashes on your commute. This is the live picture from I-65 in the North Split downtown. Traffic downtown looks to be moving up to speed. We'll have a full traffic report coming up in just a few minutes. Well, a couple from Irvington is being forced to change the date of their wedding reception after a thief stole all of their invitations that were just delivered.
The theft was caught on camera on a doorbell camera, and as our Nicole Griffin tells us, that couple hopes you can help identify the man in this video.
You see a guy walk up onto the porch nonchalantly. He just kind of reaches down and picks up all the boxes and puts them under his arms.
Jonathan Hastings saw it all happen. The entire theft caught on his Ring doorbell camera.
Walks back down, picks up a bike and balances on the bike, and then just rides up the street. Looked like it wasn't his first rodeo.
It happened Thursday afternoon around 4:30 on Ivanhoe Street, just off Arlington Avenue. A short time after the man stole the packages, another neighbor took this video.
He got on his bike and I guess got halfway down the block and dropped the packages. And so when he went to pick them up, a neighbor stopped him and was like, "Hey, are those your boxes? What are you doing with them?" And he said they were his, and then picked them up real fast and rode off.
Hastings thinks the man saw the boxes and thought there would be something valuable inside he could pawn or sell.
He got a dog food bowl and the template for our new countertops for the kitchen, and like a 6-pack of energy drinks. So, I mean, he might have enjoyed those.
But unfortunately, the man did get something valuable to Hastings. Inside the boxes were his wedding reception invitations he'd been waiting on.
Well, I'm frustrated that the one person being selfish and just trying to take things that's not theirs for a quick gain could, affect so many people, because it's not just us. It affects family and friends, and it affects the businesses we're using, for the reception. It affects their planning.
The theft is now causing Hastings and his soon-to-be wife to push back their September reception because the invitations are now being remade. He now hopes someone will recognize this man in the video and contact police.
I've had a lot of communication with neighbors who are like, "Hey, we just saw him up by Starbucks," or, "I saw the guy on the trail." The main thing I wanted to do was alert neighbors so they could, not have the same thing happen to them.
Nicole Griffin with that report. Some good news. We have learned Hastings says the company he's working with is remaking the invitations at no cost to him. He also says they are now having packages delivered to another location. If you think you recognize the man in the surveillance video, you can leave a tip with Crime Stoppers at 317-262-TIPS.
Well, one of the two major intersections in Franklin Township has reopened as a roundabout. The intersection of Franklin Road and Edgewood Avenue opened yesterday. The other, Arlington and Edgewood, will open on August 2nd. Both intersections closed early June for the roundabout construction project. But there is more work to be done, of course. Phase 2 begins this Wednesday, July 31st, when the Department of Public Works closes the intersection of Franklin Road and Thompson Road. Also, the intersection of Arlington and Shelby Road will close on August 19th. And hopefully the crews who are working on all of these construction projects have pretty dry weather just ahead, Alyssa.
You know what? They have some good weather this week. Today is the day that we're going to see some showers and thunderstorms, but the good news is behind this, just a spot shower tomorrow morning, and then we're going to be in the clear for much of the 7-day forecast with those temperatures close to average most days in the 80s. Today, however, those showers and thunderstorms are rolling in. We do have a small area of severe risk potential. That's going to be for those northwest counties, and that's just because that's where that storm is really going to start, and it's going to stick with that area throughout most of the day. Behind this, dry and mild for the rest of the week. We're actually going to see those temperatures dropping down into the low 80s Wednesday, and then we are going to be back into the mid 80s as we head towards the weekend. Right now, mostly clear skies across the area, a little bit humid to start today, 72 degrees for our morning low, so not nearly as chilly as we have been some of those past days to start. Those winds right now out of the south-southwest about 9 miles per hour, and we're going to see those pick up as the system moves through as well. We're going to see those sustained winds up to 15 miles per hour, and then those gusts right around the noon hour are going to be up to close to 30 miles per hour. So you are going to notice some breezy conditions today. On the radar, you'll notice just partly cloudy skies this morning. Pretty quiet besides that, but just to our west, we have this line of storms that's building and moving across Illinois. That's all from that low pressure system that's going to scoot that high pressure out of the area, and that's going to bring us that potential for some showers and storms as we head through the day. Now, models are starting to bring that closer to the area a little bit earlier in the day than originally we thought, so we are starting to see that potential right around 10 a.m. this morning for those northwest counties, and then that's going to spread as we head through the midday hour into central Indiana and into some of those southeast counties rather as we head into the early evening hours. So the main threat with this is just going to be the potential of a few heavy downpours as well as some hail and gusty winds. Not expecting a ton of severe weather with this, but we do have just a marginal risk over one small area of our demographic as we head through the day. So that's going to be right around Lafayette, those northwest counties, just touching Peru and just to the northwest of Indianapolis. That's again this afternoon and into the early evening hours, with the main threats being those gusty winds that we're all going to see. Those wind gusts could be a little bit stronger for some of those northwest counties, and then that potential for some hail as well. Today, we're starting in the 70s this morning. We'll start to see that potential for some showers kicking up right around the noon hour, and then we'll see that potential for showers and storms as we head into the later afternoon and early evening, possibly lingering into tomorrow morning. For the most part, Tuesday is going to be a nice day with just that spot shower possible in the morning, maybe a few stray showers as we head into the mid-morning hours Tuesday, and then sunshine for your Tuesday, 83 for the high. Today, we're in the mid-80s as well, and then you can see the rest of the week looking dry, mostly sunny skies. Temperatures start climbing as we head into the weekend.
All right, Alyssa, thank you so much. Here's a live look from our INDOT traffic camera up in the Dogleg, I-65 and I-865. Now, the good news, INDOT tweeting that this long-term construction project on southbound I-65 has wrapped up, so you should be able to travel southbound on 65 for your commute now. You haven't been able to do that in a while, so that is good news. Let's take a look at our map, though, and keep you updated on any issues. Taking a look at drive times on the west side, traveling eastbound on I-74, it's traveling up to speed 7 minutes from State Road 267 to I-465. And over here on the east side, if you're traveling westbound on I-70, just a slight delay as you head into the North Split, an 11-minute commute from Post Road to I-65 at the North Split. We'll continue to keep you updated on any issues.
In case you missed it over the weekend, Erica Wheeler of the Indiana Fever took over the WNBA's All-Star Game. Not only was the point guard named the MVP of the game, Wheeler became the first undrafted player to win the honor. She entered the game at 4 minutes and 18 seconds in the first quarter and quickly hit 6 consecutive three-pointers. She finished with 25 points, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds. Her Team Wilson defeated Team Donna 129 to 126. Wheeler also broke Tamika Catching's Fever scoring record in an All-Star game. Way to go.
Well, months after he was shot in a controversial incident downtown, a judge is expected to be back on the bench. Coming up today at 5:30, why he's going back to work while another judge remains off the bench.
And time is running out for a big lottery winner in Indiana. If you have some old tickets sitting around, we'll have the winning numbers for one of them that's about to expire. We'll be right back.
At IndianaStateFair.com.
Well, there's some big money waiting for at least 2 people, but they better hurry if they want to cash in. The Hoosier Lottery says 2 $50,000 Powerball tickets are set to expire early next month. And we know that those are both set to expire, so people need to get those soon.
Yeah, both of those tickets were bought in February of this year. One ticket was sold in northern Indiana in LaPorte and expires on August 1st. But the other ticket was purchased right here in Indianapolis on February 9th at the Pike Food Center on Pendleton Pike. That expires on August 8th at 5 p.m. The winning numbers are 1, 2, 3, 7, 39, and the Powerball number is 25. The $50,000 prize goes to those who match all 4 of the 5 numbers along with the Powerball number. If you have the winning ticket, you can contact Hoosier Lottery customer service at 1-800-955-6886 for claim instructions, or you can just call us here at the station and we will gladly take it next door and, you know, figure it all out for you on your behalf.
Obviously not paying too much attention after
check your
buying
glove
those
box or something.
Yeah, the junk drawer, wherever you tossed it.
Yeah.
Don't let that go to waste.
Oh, too bad. All right, Alyssa, but we do have a kind of a jackpot of our forecast.
We kind of won the lottery this week.
Yeah,
yes, we're in good shape this week. Today we have the potential of some showers and thunderstorms moving in. 84 degrees for the high. Now the good news is behind this, things are much calmer the rest of the 7-day forecast. Mild on Tuesday with those temperatures staying in the mid-80s, and that's really where we stay the rest of the week with mostly sunny skies back into the upper 80s for the weekend.
Diabetes.org/Indiana Tour.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
2 people are recovering after a shooting in Carmel.
Now at 5:30, the latest on the investigation that has 1 man in jail this morning. Plus, back to school season is officially underway in central Indiana.
That's right. Our Aaron Lish is looking at how area organizations are helping students get ready for class. But first, as you're sending the kiddos out to the bus stop, we need to get a check of the forecast.
Yeah, the good news is that it's just a little chilly out there this morning, so they'll need a light sweatshirt, maybe Alyssa, but nothing to be concerned about otherwise.
Yeah, and not nearly as chilly as it has been the past couple days of our last week, where we are starting in the 50s in some areas. Today, a lot of us are starting in the low 70s and upper 60s. It's 68 right now in Greensburg, 69 in Richmond, 72 in Indianapolis. So not too bad to start. Those temperatures today going to climb just into the mid-80s, so a little bit cooler than we were yesterday. And we do have partly cloudy skies this morning. We have that cloud coverage moving in. That's from the system just off to our west. And you can see that line of showers and storms starting to make its way into Illinois. That's going to reach Indiana as we head into the late hours of the morning. Most of that activity starting in those northwest counties. Looks like between 10 a.m. and noon is when we're going to start to see those showers and thunderstorms start popping off in that area, and then starting to make its way into the northwest counties a little further right around the noon hour, making it into central Indiana between 2 and 5 this afternoon. And then that's going to stick with us as we head into the early evening hours. Possibly some of those showers and storms will linger overnight, just some spot showers and storms. And then we have the potential of a few spot showers, stray showers to start off your Tuesday. So most of the activity is happening this afternoon and evening. Very small marginal risk of some severe storms for northwest counties. Later today, the main threat with that will be the potential for some gusty winds and hail. The rest of us, just the potential for some scattered showers and storms today, starting in the 70s this morning, climbing into the mid-80s by the afternoon.
All right, Alyssa, we're keeping a close eye on your roads this morning as you're heading out the door for your Monday. And we did have some construction in this area, but it looks like everything's traveling smoothly. This is I-74 near Raceway Road. We had a 1-lane closure, but it looks like everything here is moving smoothly. So that is good news if you're on the west side of town. We do want to take a look at our map right now. Plan out your commute. A reminder, I-70 is closed in both directions between I-465 on the west side and the south split downtown. So you need to avoid that. This project will last through August 5th. We do want to take a look here at some drive time. Southbound I-69 this morning, just a 4-minute drive in Fishers from 116th Street down to the I-465 ramps. And then we do have this dog leg closure back open finally after a long-term closure on I-65 southbound if you're traveling in that direction from I-865 to the North Split. It's just an 18-minute commute. Let's take a live look right now from our NDOT traffic camera to our south, I-65 and I-465. This is part of that detour route if you're used to taking I-70 away from the downtown area, so just use caution. Looks like traffic here is picking up, but it's still traveling smoothly.
Right now, police need your help finding a missing teenager from Morgan County. 16-year-old Macy Leanne Morgan was reported missing from Mooresville. State police say she was last seen around 9 Friday morning and could be in extreme danger. She was last seen wearing a red sweatshirt with the words Clearwater on it and possibly black jeans. If you think you have seen Macy, please call police.
A Southern Indiana judge who was shot this spring following a fight downtown is set to return to the bench. Judge Bradley Jacobs is expected to work in Clark County today. His return to judicial duties will come nearly 3 months after he and a fellow Clark County judge, Drew Adams, were shot outside of a White Castle on South Street during a fight with 2 men. The judges were in Indianapolis here for a judicial conference. Adams and the 2 men are charged in the fight. Adams has been suspended from the bench with pay until further notice.
Drivers just north of downtown will notice some changes as they head in for work this morning. Cones put in place for Indigo's Red Line construction have been removed. Our crew shot this video overnight. The Red Line is scheduled to open for service on September 1st. We have everything you need to know about navigating the rapid transit line and the changes it will bring to Indy streets right now on the RTV6 app. And drivers will notice more school buses on the road. Warren Township schools go back to class this morning. Students in Perry and Wayne Townships are already back in class. And school buses from nearly 24 districts across central Indiana will hit the road later this week. And as we just mentioned, summer fun coming to a close for many kids. Warren Township School is heading back to class today.
That's right. Now Aaron Lish is joining us live with details on how your kids can look sharp as they're heading back to the classroom for free. Hey there, Aaron.
Good morning. So barbers are going to be bringing out their scissors and their clippers for free to get your kids ready for school and looking good doing it. So today here at Masters Touch Barbershop, they are providing free haircuts from 9 this morning to 3 in the afternoon. This is a yearly event. It's with the Masters Touch, according with Kenny's Academy of Barbering and New Direction Church. They have teamed up for this event this year. Great opportunity for you. And after that fresh new cut, here's a good weekend plan for you. Free backpack, supplies, and food are going to be available this upcoming Saturday at IPS Back to School. And those like people with programs like Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and the YMCA will be out there along with talking with Indigo about their pilot program for students to ride the bus for free. So we are going to have more from those who are making these free cuts happen today. But for now, back to you in the studio.
All right, Aaron, thank you so much. Well, one person is in custody after an early morning Sunday shooting up in Carmel. Police say that 2 people were shot around 7 o'clock Sunday morning near East 106th Street and Pennsylvania Street. Police say a 36-year-old man who was shot in the chest was taken to the hospital, treated, and released. A second victim, 39-year-old woman, was found shot in the leg. With help from IMPD, police arrested a 45-year-old man from here in Indianapolis. He's now facing several felony charges, including attempted murder and burglary with a deadly weapon.
An Indianapolis woman is among those fighting for their life following a serious crash in Vermilion County. The crash happened Saturday afternoon on I-74 near the Illinois state line. Authorities say they were cleaning up a vehicle fire when they were called about several vehicles colliding about a half-mile away. Police say a semi-driver didn't brake for slowing traffic, causing a chain reaction crash. The woman and 3 other people in a separate vehicle were flown to Carle Hospital in Champaign for life-threatening injuries. The crash remains under investigation.
At 5:37, Indianapolis Animal Care Services is asking for your help this morning after a senseless act of vandalism. Someone smashed a window and caused damage to a Jeep used to educate the public about the importance of keeping pets safe in the heat. IACS recently started using this Jeep with a stuffed animal mascot as a fun way to connect with the community. Well, now the fun is over.
We had it in multiple parks before. We put it in Brookside, and it was going really well, and we were moving Maxwell and the Jeep around, and it was really fun. It was a fun opportunity for the department to get out into the community and really spread that word, and now we can't do that anymore.
The educational campaign will continue in some other ways. If you have any information about this vandalism, please call Crime Stoppers. That number is 317-262-TIPS.
Money from scooter rentals in Indianapolis will help other two-wheel businesses. The city has collected $450,000 in scooter company rental fees since last year. Some of those funds will go toward helping expand 3 bike shops and programs, including freewheeling community bikes. The organization gives bikes to kids, teaches them how to ride and repair them, and much more. It is 5:38. Going to be a beautiful day for a bike ride, Alyssa, but you'll need to get outside before this afternoon.
Yes, I would say the first half of the day would be a great time to get out and ride your bike. The second half, not so much. Right now, starting in the 70s this morning, so a mild start, a little humid out there. Quiet on the radar right now, but that's going to change as we head through the day. We have partly cloudy skies. Those clouds are going to increase ahead of a low pressure system that's just off to our west. What's going to happen is that's going to start to track into those northwest counties right around mid-morning and into the midday hour, making its way into central Indiana by the early afternoon and into the evening hours. We are looking at just a marginal risk of some strong to severe storms for some of those northwest counties. The rest of us just looking at the potential of some scattered showers and storms. But you can see really the peak time that we're going to see those move through right around 3 to 5 p.m. today, and then we're going to continue to see that potential of some showers and storms as we head into the evening and overnight hours. Some of those showers could continue into tomorrow morning, and then we could see a few spot stray showers by tomorrow afternoon as well, and then things are going to calm way down for the rest of the week. Today, highs are going to be a little bit cooler in the 70s for some of those northwest counties and the mid-80s right here around central Indiana.
All right, Alyssa, thank you so much. More than 500,000 manufacturing jobs are vacant this morning. Straight ahead, how the White House officials plan on filling those open positions. Plus,
as soon as the gunfire started, everybody scattered and people are yelling for their kids.
Gunfire erupts at a festival in California, killing 3 people. The latest on the search for a second suspect after the break. It's 5:40. We'll be right back.
FDA approved for over 17 years.
Welcome back. At least 3 people are dead and more than a dozen others hurt following a shooting at a food festival out in Northern California. As ABC's Megan Tevrizian has the latest on this still developing story.
A fun weekend festival turning deadly Sunday.
Some random dude just started shooting. Like, he just pulled out a gun and we were just eating right there.
It just started popping off like fireworks. It sounded like firecrackers. That's what I thought it was. I had no idea until he grabbed me and he started pulling me and telling me that's gunfire. We need to get out of here. Go. Run.
Authorities saying at least 4 people are dead, including the suspect. Many more were injured.
He just shoot once and then he stopped and then he just started shooting repeatedly.
The shooting happened around 6 p.m. West Coast time. A man opening fire while the band Vital Sound played on stage. One member telling our San Francisco station KGO he heard a pop and saw a shooter with what appeared to be an assault rifle.
He was just firing into the biggest bunch of people he could find. I was just going, holy crap.
Authorities saying the suspect gained access to the festival from a creek using some sort of tool to cut through a fence. The suspect shot down by Gilroy police, but authorities believe there could be an accomplice. This morning, the community of roughly 50,000 people in disbelief.
To have seen this event end this way, this day, is just one of the most tragic and sad things that I've ever had to see. It's just a horrible thing to experience.
Law enforcement tells ABC News they have identified the suspect and are now looking to see if he has any connections to the festival. Authorities say there were metal detectors and added security at the festival. Megan Tevrizian, ABC News, New York.
Now to some heartbreaking news out of Montana. Authorities say a toddler missing after his parents were found dead in an apparent murder-suicide has also been found dead. Police say the remains, believed to be of those of 2-year-old Aiden Castillo Salcido, were found in a remote area. It was near where his parents were found dead last week. Witness tips led police there. An autopsy will determine the cause of death. This afternoon, President Trump will sign the 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund bill into law during a ceremony in the state dining room. More than 200 individuals impacted by the terrorist attacks on September 11, 2001, including first responders, survivors, and family members of the victims, will attend. Congress voted overwhelmingly to approve the legislation that permanently replenishes the fund. At 5:46, we want to get a check at our weather with Alyssa Donovan. Some storms heading our way.
That's right. So we're starting out mild this morning. Those temperatures are in the 70s. As we head through the day, though, things are going to change. So dry start, showers and storms later today. Those are going to move in probably into the mid-morning hours right around those northwest counties, making its way up into central Indiana as we head into the midday hour, afternoon, and early evening. Some of those showers likely will continue overnight and hit us tomorrow morning as well, possibly into the mid-morning hours, but those will just be some light showers left over. We have a small area that is under a severe risk today as we head into the afternoon and early evening. That's for some northwest counties. And then behind this, some dry and mild weather will kick in for the rest of the week. Temperatures are going to be a little bit below average midweek before we climb back into the mid and upper 80s for the weekend. Today, starting in the 70s, Indianapolis at 72, Kokomo 71, Bloomington at 72. Winds are light out of the southwest, about 10 miles per hour. Most of us are seeing a little bit of cloud coverage. There's some clear spots on the map right now, but all of us will start to see that cloud coverage really build in over the next few hours here. That's just ahead of that front that's going to make its way in, bringing us that potential for some showers and storms. And you can see that line of showers and storms starting to make its way into Illinois right now, and then that will make its way into some of those northwest counties right around mid-morning, looking like 10 a.m., 11 a.m. That's when we're going to start to see some spot showers stray up as right around Lafayette and Kokomo, and then we'll start to see that really spread as we head into the midday hour. Later afternoon hours, we'll continue to see that potential for some showers and storms, especially for some of those southeastern counties for those later evening hours. That will continue as we head overnight with the potential for some showers and a few pop-up thunderstorms in there. The main threat with this is going to be some gusty winds, possibly a few heavy downpours in there, and then those areas that are under a severe risk could see some small hail with this system. Now, those winds are going to be a little bit strong as we head through the day, about 20 miles per hour this morning, peaking to about 25 to 30 miles per hour as we head into the afternoon hours and that system moves through. So those areas that are under that marginal risk could see some of those stronger storms later today. Those gusty winds are going to be a big element with that. So 84 for the high today, 83 tomorrow with few spot stray showers in the morning, and then we are going to dry out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Those temperatures staying in the 80s for much of the work week, and then we're starting to climb as we head into the weekend. We're also going to start building back in that humidity, but for the most part, it's going to be a really nice week ahead.
Alyssa, thank you. Want to take a look at your roads right now from our traffic map. Just a reminder, I-70 closed between the South Split and I-465 there on the south side of town, so use caution on the west side. We do want to look at some drive times, though, heading northbound on State Road 37 from Greenwood, Smith Valley Road up to the I-465 ramps to the Harding Street exit. It's just an 8-minute commute, so traffic there is moving smoothly. And if you're traveling on I-65 northbound from County Line Road up to I-70 at the North Split, no delays, a 12-minute drive. Let's take a live look outside right now from our INDOT traffic camera. I-465 and West 86th Street on the northwest side of town. You can see lots of headlights up that way. Traffic is moving smoothly in both directions.
The White House is trying to stop problems from a future skilled labor shortage. It plans to help train more than 1 million workers over the next 5 years in trade skills. Right now, there are about 500,000 open manufacturing jobs. It has potential to go to nearly 2.5 million by 2028. Companies and trade groups are being asked to expand programs that give workers of all ages new skill sets. This could be huge if you're looking for a better paying job.
I would say to be thinking about both short-term and long-term goals. So not necessarily taking the job that's the easiest or the maximum financial gain in the short term, but where they can acquire that training in the long run, because now is the time to take advantage of skills that they can use to think about their career for many years to come.
Companies like Titans of CNC built manufacturing teaching academies in high schools and prisons.
An NFL quarterback shares a special moment with a boy at training camp. Just ahead in our Trending 6, the heartwarming reason the boy says the player is his hero. Time right now is 5:50. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
$1.50. Rallies and Checkers. Best foodies know the deal.
Before you head out the door, it's time for the Trending 6.
These are some of the stories that everyone is sharing online today that you'll want to know about.
Remember the movie Snakes on a Plane? Well, here's another place you don't want to snake, your hotel room. A Tennessee woman says she woke up with a snake on her arm while staying in Memphis for a doctor's appointment. Hotel managers quickly removed the snake and the woman from the room. Experts say the snake was just a harmless garden snake.
Well, a Florida woman shocked to find a 7-foot-long alligator in the middle of her pool in the night. Carrie Kibbe says she heard an unfamiliar sound, turned the patio light on, and found the alligator there staring right at her. She called police and a private trapper was sent to the home. The trapper caught it and said that he was going to take it to a farm and to release it for mating.
Just when you thought the song that gets stuck in your head might be fading, the toddler anthem Baby Shark is being turned into a cereal. Kellogg says it's releasing the berry-flavored Loops and marshmallow cereal in partnership with Pinkfong. The limited edition cereal will be sold in Sam's Club stores beginning August 17th. Walmart will offer the cereal in late September. Sounds kind of good in my opinion.
Yeah, it looks kind of cute. Well, pandemonium at the Southwest China Nature Preserve led to an unbearably cute birthday party for these 18 cubs. The 1-year-olds appear bamboozled by the decorations. The pandas celebrated with a fruit delight. One of them looks like he's eating wood, though, a little fiber in the diet. These pandas are healthy, and as you can see, they are pretty darn happy. So cute there.
A quick Google research showed that some of these Falstaff cans can go for $40 to $50. And I've got at least 20 to 30 of these guys.
A home renovation in Kansas City uncovering hundreds of vintage whiskey bottles and beer cans dating back to the 1940s. The 70-year-old beer cans and bourbon were found while a contractor was working on the home's front porch, proving one person's trash really is someone else's treasure. Always good to do a good, quick Google search, eBay search.
See how much that would go for.
To see how when you find things in your house, you never know.
All right, a touching moment out of Philadelphia Eagles training camp. This was on Friday. Quarterback Carson Wentz met a 12-year-old with a rare disease. Giovanni Hamilton got a big hug from the quarterback and told Carson, "You're my hero." The boy has had a dozen surgeries, and Giovanni says if Carson can come back from his surgeries, he can do the same. Such a sweet moment there. Okay, we do have some good news today. We have not the best day in the forecast today, but then it's looking pretty good after that.
Yeah, we're great after that.
That's right. We just have to get through today, and we're starting pretty mild this morning. It's not too bad outside right now. A little bit of partly cloudy skies, 72 degrees for our morning low as you're stepping out the door. We have those clouds that are going to continue building in as we head through the day today, so you are going to notice some cloudy skies for most of the day, but it's going to be dry to start, and then we have this line of storms that's moving in with this low pressure system. That's going to start tracking into Indiana as we head into the afternoon and early evening hours, bringing us the potential for some showers and thunderstorms today. 84 degrees for our high. We are staying in the 80s for the rest of the work week. We'll be right back after the break.